Stuck in traffic on I-35. I'm sitting dead still when I want to drive. The tires seem to melt because it's so darn hot. I'm sweating like a pig because my AC's shot. I'm choking on fumes from an old Dodge Ram. Lord, please save me from this traffic jam. Sitting here staring at the other cars when the dude in the Dodge grabbed an old guitar. A mother in a Mercury has a mandolin. A banjo player in a Bentley joined right in. A bass player bounded from a Chevy van. Hey, it looks like they're gonna have a traffic jam. They played real loud in the key of G. They made us all forget about our misery. The people sang along in a joyous tone. A state trooper rapping in his megaphone. They kept on playing for song after song. I grabbed my old blues harp and wailed along. The jam had cleared, but all the people stayed, making life's lemons into lemonade. If you get stuck, here's a different plan. Just thank the Lord above, have a traffic jam. You better be ready, you know I am. Oh, thank God we had this traffic jam.
That's a new one.
All right. Just a little something to get us kind of warmed up there. This next one's a song kind of inspired by a TV show I saw about a group of people crazy as loons running out chasing tornadoes down. It's called The Front Runner. It was early afternoon with a dark and cloudy sky south of Hugo, Oklahoma, in the middle of July. Benny Scott was looking at a red spot on his screen with purple in the center. The sight looked really mean. If he could get there in 2 hours, he might catch an awesome sight of it crossing Lake Eufaula in the early evening light. Maybe an EF5 tornado reaching to the ground, ripping up the real estate and throwing it all around. He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to a monster from the clouds, chasing all the storm fronts out on those open plains, hoping the folks in Hugo would recognize his name. The middle child of free, then he never seemed to clear the bar he felt his family held up so high and dear. Little brother was an athlete, a high school football star. Big sister was in med school, really going far. He thought he was and also ran, a man who never won, 'cause Benny never led the pack in anything he'd done. But one day on the TV screen he saw that faithful show of people driving around the country chasing tornadoes. He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to a monster from a cloud, chasing all the storm fronts out on those open plains, hoping the folks in Hugo would recognize his name. He loaded up his gear, he started on his drive. Well, he got there around 4:30. The storm front came at 5:30,000 feet of thunderheads were building to the sky. And then he saw the funnel out of the corner of his eye. Well, he hoped to take a photograph like no one's done before. He's barely had his tripod set, the wind began to roar. so focused on his prey that he never looked around. He didn't see the billboard that was ripped out of the ground. The tempest there was tantalizing as it danced about, but Benny never saw it, 'cause he was bleeding out. The remnants of that billboard struck him in the head. Benny Scott lay on that Oklahoma prairie dead. Back down south in Hugo, his family and friends had gathered there to mourn the news of Benny's tragic end. Why did he have to run away to chase that old cyclone? Did he not know how precious that his presence was at home? He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to that monster from a cloud. He didn't know the love he craved was there all of the time. The ones he left behind him were like his own gold mine. Oh, the love he craved was there all of the time.
Those guys are crazy, aren't they?
Oh, I tell you, I don't know why they would do something like that.
Because they're crazy.
Yeah. I guess it takes all kinds.
That's interesting. Good song, yeah.
This next one is when I first decided I really wanted to get into doing this songwriting thing. I figured I needed to, be able to pour out my feelings and reach out to the human condition. So wrote me a song about barbecue. All around this great big world, we all love barbecue. In every land a different style, let's just name a few. Now the Germans grill their bratwurst, Virginians smoke their ham. In Africa they roast wild games, while Greeks kebab their lamb. A shrimp on the Barbie in the land down under. And here in Texas, brisket just fills our hearts with wonder. But in the District of Columbia, prepare your knife and fork, 'cause in our nation's capital, they specialize in pork. Well, let's all go down to that D.C. joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirror. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now a gentleman from Ohio wants to build a dam. He grabs a great big pork chop and shares with Senator Sam. A rep from Alaska needs a new bridge. It's just a little pork loin she pulls out of the fridge. And a senator wants a stadium in sunny Tennessee. Well, these short ribs have no backbone, and neither does he. Well, let's all go down to that D.C. joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirror. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now This obsession with the pig, it must be some psychosis. All we can do is hope and pray they all get trichinosis. Well, let's all go down to that DC joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirror. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point, yes sir. Pork is the point. Let's save our bacon. Pork is the point.
Funny. You're doing good, Keith. Keep it going.
Well, appreciate it, sir.
Starting the year off good now.
Okay, well, this is one that I finished last year with. This is less than 3 days old, and kind of inspired by someone asking me to do something, and I was struggling to find up a reason that I couldn't, and it kind of came out a little awkward, but well, this is all about it here. This is called Responses. An old friend of mine named Pete said, why don't you come over to eat? We'll have roasting taters and some fried green tomatoes. There's someone we'd like you to meet. You'll find that she's warm and she's vital. They never proved that she was homicidal. Now she's off of probation, got a standing ovation at her musical recital. Sorry, Pete. You see, I'm having my goldfish declawed, and my toaster's coming back from abroad. Gotta find a new mate for my slug, and I sure need to rewind my rug. Gotta get some new cleats for my bed, and I just heard Abe Lincoln is dead. Maybe next time, old matey, my regards to the lady. It's not that I think she is flawed, I'm just having my goldfish declawed. Another friend of mine named Moran got evicted for failure to pay. Said, I'm moving tomorrow, do you think I could borrow your truck, and could you help me all day? My stuff's thrown out on the veranda, and I need help to lift the piano. It's not all that heavy, but it won't fit in my Chevy. Could you drive it to South Louisiana? Sorry, Ray, I'm having my goldfish declawed, and my toaster's coming back from abroad. Sure need to wait for my slug. Gotta find or rewind my rug. Gotta get some new cleats for my bed. And I just heard that Abe Lincoln is dead. Though my old misdemeanors got lost at the cleaners, your future success I'll applaud. But now I'm having my goldfish declawed. Now a fella called me up, name of Destin, an opportunity that I should invest in. It's really great news, you surely can't lose. I'm speaking tonight at the Westin. You won't believe this deal's renowned, and I'm not asking for that much money down, but you'll find that it's best the more you invest. Guaranteed it's the best deal in town. Sorry, Destin, you see I'm having my goldfish declawed, and my toaster's coming back from abroad. Gotta find a new mate for my slug. and I sure need to rewind my rug. Gotta get some new cleats for my bed. It's a shame that Abe Lincoln is dead. Now my checkbook's in hock at the place down the block. I'm not saying that you're trying to defraud. I'm just having my goldfish declawed. Tomorrow I'm having my goldfish declawed.
That's creative.
Yeah, I actually used something like that. I told somebody that I had to get my dog Simonized, and they looked at me and they said, "I didn't know you had a dog." Okay, now I got a problem. I cannot find my capo. There it is. Well, this next song was written in response to a Facebook post, and I believe that it brings country music into the 21st century. It's called New Millennium Heartache. Well, I've had my share of heartache. It's a feeling I just can't endorse. Half a dozen girlfriends have left me, and 2 marriages ended up in divorce. My old hound dog ran off with the poodle. You know, that was a terrible day, but it can't match the pain in my heart the day my self-driving truck drove away. Oh, my self-driving truck drove away, left me standing at the end of the road. Put herself in gear, she tore out of here while I was just trying to unload. Well, she left me without any reason. Man, I hope she'll come back someday. And since I don't own a bike, guess I just have to hike, 'cause my self-driving truck drove away. Well, I met her one day in a showroom of our little town's Ford dealership. I could tell by her headlights she loved me, and soon we'd be joined at the hip. Well, I'd wash her and wax her each morning, and she spent every night in the garage. I did all I could think of to spoil her. She decided to get out and dodge. Oh, my self-driving truck drove away, left me standing at the end of the road. She put herself in gear, she tore out of here while I was just trying to unload. Well, she left me without any reason. Man, I hope she'll come back someday. And since I don't own a bike, man, I just have to hike, 'cause my self-driving truck drove away. Well, I guess that I should have known better. Should have bought me a bus pass instead. I guess I was caught up in folly, 'cause my heart overruled my head. But now that I've learned my lesson, well, there's a moral I can't overstate, that a man makes a fool of himself when his transport becomes his soulmate. Oh, my self-driving truck drove away, left me standing at the end of the road. She put herself in gear, tore out of here while I was just trying to unload. Well, she left me without any reason. Man, I hope she'll come back someday. And since I don't own a bike, guess I'll just have to hike. And it's starting to rain, man, it drives me insane, because my self-driving truck drove away. Hey, hey.
That's really insulting, isn't it? Your self-driving truck. That was creative, also.
Well, thank you. It's been kind of the fact this week that my car actually died on me, and my television died on me, and man, it just seems like everything's falling apart. And I think it's because I turned 60 on New Year's Eve, so I'm entering my 7th decade here, and hopefully I've got a few left.
Well, you probably will. Just don't. You just can't depend on them self-driving trucks.
Well, that's true.
They'll turn on you.
Well, anyway, I've reached that stage in life, and this song is about my neighbor they reached the stage in life when it was time to make some changes. So this is written about them. It's called Downsizing. Let me make sure I'm in the right key. Otherwise, I'm going to be screeching. Well, we've lived in this old house of ours going on 30 years. The kids are grown and they're on their own. Well, they've got their own careers. Well, it didn't take long to realize we just don't need a house this size. Now we're saying our goodbyes. We're downsizing. Downsizing. We don't need this big old house no more. Let's get a new one, smaller than the old one, with just one single floor. Just what we need, nothing more, yeah. We're downsizing. Just 3 bedrooms, maybe 4 for when the grandkids stay. A great big yard with lots of room for them to run and jump and play. A media room for movie night. A pool and a spa would be all right. An outdoor kitchen, hey, dynamite, yeah. We're downsizing. Downsizing. Don't need this big old house no more. Just get a new one, smaller than the old one, with just one single floor. Just what we need, nothing more, yeah. We're downsizing. With the sauna and the greenhouse and the sewing room and a workshop with tools from Sears. It's grown to 4,010 square feet and a mortgage that'll last for 50 years. Well, downsizing. We don't need this big old house no more. Let's get a new one, smaller than the old one, with just one single floor. Just what we need, nothing more, yeah. We're downsizing, just what we need and nothing more, yeah. We're downsizing?
When you record that, if you haven't already, you need to send that to Chip and Joanne down there in Waco, that home channel.
Well, my neighbor, the kids had moved out and they had raised them next door to me for 25 years and had 2,000 square feet. And his wife got a big promotion and the kids were gone. So they decided it was to make a change. So they went from 2,000 feet in Carrollton to 3,600 square feet in Frisco. So,
oh boy.
So he's got one room with no furniture in it, but he's got a 3-car garage for his wood shop. So
that's wonderful. Tell you what, you got 5 more minutes. That's probably one good song. Maybe
okay.
2 short ones.
If
Bobby's sitting there getting nervous now. He's got 5 minutes before he gets to,
okay.
He gets to go, yeah.
Well, this song is a song I wrote a couple of weeks ago. It's a Christmas song I wrote for my Sunday school class at church. It's called The Light Shines. The Lord said to Zechariah one fine day, Zach, you're gonna have a son. You're gonna name him John and he'll be strong in me. And when his time has come, he'll be a voice crying in the wilderness. Get ready for the Lord. The true light is coming to show us all salvation, rejected by some and by others adored. Now John bore witness promise of the light to come, the light to shine for everyone. The Word became flesh, and his life was the light of God's only Son. Now he's a light shining in the darkness. The darkness is just a facade. The true light that gives light to everyone is here. To those who believe, become children of God. Now this is the story of seeing the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. The darkness overcome. He's the light shining in the darkness. The darkness, it's just a facade. The true light is shining now for all who believe, and all who believe become children of God. Yeah, all who believe become children of God.